Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 41. We're playing as King Ulrich the Great of Bavaria, Pomerania, and Bohemia, and he's the son of King Ludolf the Great and the grandson of King Otto, our first character. Just unpause the game and get it going. We're currently at war with High Chief Bedrick of Pomerania for that place. Our steward is just giving us some money. He's got a lot of allies. If we zoom out and click on diplomatic relations, we can see all the red are the people that we're at war with. None of them are really close by except for these two over the river, the Vistula River. And we're not particularly concerned about them. What is annoying are these 10 Sorbians. They're currently trying to besiege the citadel of Solden, and if we walk over there, then it becomes a thing where the winner of the siege, like the people who occupy the citadel, will be the Sorbians, because they're allies in a war. They're defensive allies in a war. I'm hoping that that ends before we take the other two provinces involved here, just so that we can not deal with that. There's a little bit of a Catholic uprising down in Hungary. I'd love to take advantage of that, but our truce with Hungary is still on for several years now. The truce with East Francia did ease up, but the opinion things, the Duke of Baldemar, oh, that's a little irritating. The Duchess of Austria is voting for the Duke of Carinthia, and that's because she really doesn't like us. She is outraged by succession law and all that sort of jazz. Let's make her higher almoner. And we're not going to pay her any money because, you know, that would go away anyway, that opinion modifier. I'm only interested in permanent opinion modifiers with elected dukes. But, most importantly, last episode we purchased Military Organization 4, which has significantly increased our retinues yet again, and it has, most importantly, removed the pagan homeland attrition penalty. Which is why we're now in Pomerania not taking any attrition, being wonderful. A Jewish exile fleeing persecution elsewhere in Europe has showed up in your court. He really picked the wrong place. His time spent abroad has gifted him with many connections, and by all accounts he is an able diplomat. He would make a fine chancellor. So the courtier named Shanani, let's just check him out. We probably won't use him, and I'll explain why. I swear I saw him a moment ago. Here we are. This fellow, he's not great. I mean, 12 isn't bad, but the reason you don't want any of these Jewish guys who show up to be your councilmen is because of that -20 for being a foreigner and then -30 for being an infidel. He will not change religion. I'll demonstrate that. If we ask for his religion, no. -5, true believer, nothing else matters. He won't change. So, the advantage to making these guys your counselors are you get some sort of events where they increase your tech and positive events all round sort of thing. The negative point there is then if you expel all the Jews from your realm, you get negative events involving it. So we're not actually going to involve him. And if we expel Jews from our realm, he has to piss off. Which is, you know, fair enough, because we'd be expelling all Jews. He's a Jew. There we go. Golden piety from Besiege. Lovely. That's another reason why besieging these other places would be kind of cool. Like in the meantime, while we wait for the little war here, this one here it is, to finish. We're just going to get some money out of it. And we might even come over and beat these guys up for their stuff. We'll see. We are progressing relatively slow because these places all have a lot of guys, except for these temples. Oh, well, that's good. Looting temples is always fun. The moral authority isn't going too well, though. It's because the Pope is a shit diplomat. Ah, and he's infirm. He's on his way out. His nominated heir seems to be alright. He's got a pretty good view of me. He's a scholar and a gentleman. I'm a scholar and a gentleman. See, right here, scholar and gentleman. Yeah, of course. So, after we deal with Pomerania, we should be in a position to start hitting Poland again. We do have a truce with Poland, but it wears out at the end of this year. And we'll just use that to take, say, the Duchy of Greater Poland or something. I'm not particularly interested in pushing too far past this river, the River Vistula. I mean, we will a little bit just to get all of Poland and maybe Lithuania as well. But this line down here, maybe including Wallachia. Wallachia is it's a very skeptical thing. The reason, I have explained this before, but we'll go over it again. The Mongols are going to show up and sweep to the east. They'll probably get about this far before they just fall apart due to their own internal problems. So, oh, there's a nice little army turned up there. We will attack those in a moment, just to continue war score. So they'll get about this far and then have their little issues. Like, you know, half of them will turn Shia, half of them will turn Sunni. Maybe, it depends. Doesn't always work out like that. Wonderful. And, you know, excellent. Okay, let's just continue with this explanation, then I'll deal with that. Let's put it down here, out of a way. Get down there. Thank you. So we want to take to about here, at most, because then we won't have to deal with the Mongols, or if we do have to deal with them, we can deal with them when they've already, you know, exhausted a lot of their troops, sort of stuff. Because they show up with so many troops, it's a horde. What do you expect? Anyway, my liege, my work in Nassau seems to have come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, and threatening, and forging documents, I have managed to fabricate a claim on the county of Nassau, presently held by King Arnulf II of East Francia. I leave it up to you whether to use it or not. Use it. Costs us gold, costs us prestige. We get a strong, uninheritable claim on the county of Nassau, and the king doesn't like us. Or let it go, which is 10 piety for us, because we're being generous and saying, well, we could do this, but we're not going to. But we are actually going to do that, so there. And you can see here, I now have, I apparently have a strong claim on that place for some reason. But I have a strong claim on Nassau, which will not be inherited unless I press it in war. Where's this? Really? This is news to me. I have a strong claim on this place. Is that part of West Francia, by any chance? No, it's part of Frisia. We're going to take that soon. It will mean that our realm is somewhat fragmented. But Frisia is a nice kingdom to have, and we already own... well, I say we already own most of it, but in 38 years, the Duchy of Gelrea will become part of Bavaria, and in 19 years, the Duchy of Holland will become part of Lotharingia. It would be nice to have, but yeah, Brabant is really the only attackable part. The rest of it's West Francia or Lotharingia. Bugger it. We'll keep it in mind. We'll keep it in mind. Oh, we had a faction disband. Lovely. The votes are still being a little weird. I wish this guy was under our control. See, I say that, and then we have a bunch of courtiers here who may move. Unfortunately, even if they move, we would have to go to war with Lotharingia to, you know, fix that. Our Chancellor managed to successfully fabricate that claim, So let's just have a look at the allies. So the King of Lotharingia hates us. The King of West Francia likes us. I don't think we'll be able to make up the difference here. But you know what? Sure, he's reigning in Luxembourg. There we go. So we just get our guy and tell him to go to Luxembourg. We can't pay the exorbitant amount of money that he wants. But if we get lucky, our Chancellor might fire up the Improved Relations event a couple of times in a row, and then we'll be able to declare war on East Francia without worrying about goddamn Lotharingia. Which would ultimately be good for us. I mean, if we just check out what we've got here. We've got a bunch of claims. We've got a personal one, which we'd get Nassau. Lovely. We've got one where we can press this woman's claim for the Duchy of Franconia. And we have this, we've got this one here for Thuringen, which we always had, and this one here for Württemberg. So Württemberg is there, Franconia itself is there, Thuringen there, Nassau is there. Now the issue with pressing the claim for the duchy here is even if we were able to give this woman here a title in our realm, ooh, very good news, she's had a child and she's pregnant. Good work, lads. This kid will be important. We'll monitor him. Yeah, so the idea here is both of his parents have nice claims. This one's got a claim on Württemberg, and she's got the claim on the Duchy of Franconia. They'll both be inherited. They'll probably be downgraded to a weak claim, but that's alright. It's still there. That's what's important. But yeah, even if we give her a county title from our occupation up here, even if we were able to, 200 gold from the Pope. Good chap, good chap. Yeah, even if we were able to do that, she's had another child, that's wonderful. Good stuff. When she gets the duchy title, she'll become part of East Francia, because that's where her highest title is. And so she'll still be subservient to King Arnulf here. Which isn't very favourable to us. We still can't get this one murdered. Let's try. Let's just see how it goes. Because if we could get her murdered and the king dies, he will no longer be part of... Oh, he won't be part of the alliances anymore. Okay, so depending on how this goes, we may hire the spy master of Rennes to help us out. Yeah, she's not going to be enough there. 82%, so spy master will put us over. Only 20 gold. Bargain. There we go. And he'll join in and shove it over, and hopefully that gets the murders going. It's definitely a pretty rough game for just existing in. Prince Walram has founded his own little faction. Cool story, I guess. My half-brother. A strong claim on Spiz. Where's Spiz? Oh, way up there, huh? Part of Hungary. Yeah, see, there's no point in enforcing claims against Hungary. The best way to take Hungarian land is holy wars at this stage. If they become Catholic, then it might become an issue. But, well, they haven't done that yet, have they? Okay. We're getting a nice amount of money from this. We are losing some because we're reinforcing, I think. Yes, we're reinforcing our retinue here. And it's quite costly. Mainly because of the heavy cavalry. But hey, can't have awesome troops without paying money for them. That wouldn't be, I don't know, something. Words. This woman's died, my half-sister. Okay, it's fine. She had some nice children, it's cool. Okay, that's done. A little bit of gold, a little bit of piety. And we're going to move over there and beat up that army real quick. 31% war score. We are getting a ticking war score against us because he does hold all of Sixine, which we're not going to do anything about at the moment. There's our fight. They've got a pretty good guy here, Frody of Metal Pad, but he's going to be let down by both the numbers of troops and his flankers. There we go. Done. 10% war score, and he's fleeing into Slupsk, so we'll follow him. Just to wipe him out. And... yep, we got there first, which is always amusing. It's always amusing when you're chasing a fleeing army and you get to where they're going before they do. We have a kinswoman. A daughter was born to Adam Lodelfinger and Aelfrida, Hebert's daughter, named Emma. And that's another 10% war score there. She's nice and strong. No particular reason she is. That's just a random thing. But that's good. That's good. A strong, healthy Lodelfinger child. Yeah, so that's 50%. And he still isn't going to give up. So we're going to besiege Gdansk. If it comes down to it, and we only need a couple of percent, we will take that place for Sorbs. But only because that'll get rid of that ticking war score part. I don't want to particularly take the place, because that will mean it'll have to refresh and all this sort of stuff. The bishop here, a good man of God that he is going to poison Clara Karling. Classic. It's very noble and divine of him, I guess. Very, very Christian. Yeah. How's everybody else doing? Kiva's getting a little big. Kiva looks a lot bigger than it is. And you can see here it is fairly big. But how many provinces is that? One? See, the provinces out here are huge. So that's what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 provinces, and it still looks bigger than we are. We have a lot more than, you know, whatever that was. 21. We got more than that. Truce with Poland is running out. 60 days. Good. He's got a lot of claims. Like, a lot of claims. But, well, you know. He's not going to have them for too long, is he? He's actually Norse. Oh, that's an issue. He's converted to Norse. He used to be Remover. His heir is Remover. So, a holy war will have an issue on him because everybody will join in. Gonna have to deal with this at some point. Clara Karling did not drink the wine, but she did not discover the conspiracy. Good. It's the second best result. The best result being, of course, that she dies and nobody finds out. The jihad for Armenia has failed. Pathetic. So the Byzantine, this guy, is holding his ground quite nicely against the Islamic forces. Let's just see there. Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure when we'll be able to get crusades because, well, nothing really seems threatened at this stage. He holds all of the Grecian area. Jerusalem is the only big one, but like nobody holds the Kingdom of Jerusalem. People hold the duchy, but nobody holds the kingdom. And it could just be... It could just be that we'll get it in 1090. We just have to wait for that. Just because nobody holds the Kingdom of Jerusalem. The wiki was a little bit uninformative on whether it was the Kingdom, the Duchy, or the County of Jerusalem that mattered. I'd probably say the County, but, you know. Oh, Sorbs is moving out. Did you declare war on somebody else? Nope. Sorbs appears to be moving out. I still don't particularly want to go and take on, or actually attack this place if I can help it, because it would reduce their troop numbers when I take it over. That being said, their troop numbers will already be significantly reduced. Because, you know, reasons. Got a lot of money, we should spend that. Could buy a new upgrade for our stables in Andex. Or we could get we'll get barracks in Whittles back. That's good. And it's left us over with a fair amount of money left. Excuse me. Right, so yeah, we just keep these sieges going. Our truce has run out with Poland, so we could quite freely declare war. Unfortunately, the Norse are going to be an issue. We can't plot his murder just yet because we're already plotting Princess Clara's murder, which is honestly more important. Much more important. We can fight the Norse on a level ground now that we've got rid of that pagan penalty. But, well, I'd prefer to deal with the rest of Western Europe first, before I deal with any Norse. Got some gold from our steward. Good on him. We only have one weak claim to press, and it's against the Lotharingians, so we're not bothered. My wife's pregnant. Jeez, we're a bit late. That's good, though. It's good. Well, Littlepfingers are never a bad thing. There's the Pomeranian army. They're going to come into Slupsk and try and besiege it back. They will be able to progress the siege, but slowly. And I'm well ahead. There's some raiders there. I'm starting to think Aethelreda might fancy me. That would be my nephew's wife. Do we make a move, or she's not my type? Well, no, she's my spy master's wife, so let's not endanger relations with my spy master just because I want to get one over. Yep, so they're besieging this place, 4.2, and we're going at 4.6, and we're 50% ahead, so, you know. No real contest, even with a bunch of events. Our steward is doing excellently, he just keeps on giving us more money. He might be a bastard, but he's doing well. Good on you. So yeah, we could actually afford to, well, upgrade something else. Jousting lists in Andex. Done. Why not? Something of note, which may have changed in the versions, but, you know, I don't know. This happened in my very first game. This building down here is dependent on your culture. Because we're German, we get jousting lists, which are heavy cavalry. The English get longbow ranges or something like that. And the more, not necessarily Muslim, but the more Middle Eastern and steppe-based ones get horse archers and camels and things like that. If you change cultures a lot, it used to flip. So, say we've got a level 2 jousting lists in Munchen and we changed culture to one of the English ones. Those jousting lists would just go. It's wasted money. It's gone. And you'd have to build up the new ones. And then if you changed back, you again wasted money. That may have been fixed or changed. I don't know, but it's something to be cautious of. Anyway, a learned Jewish man has appeared at your court. He comes highly recommended in the arts of bookkeeping and administration. Wow, playing to the stereotype much? Already he has suggested several ways of improving the bureaucratic efficiency of the realm and could potentially make a fine steward. So he's, Yehoshua. I am totally mispronouncing that. Where is he? Here he is. So he does actually like us, but he still has that like cumulative minus 50 from being foreign and infidel. 13 stewardship. Our current steward is better. So yeah, some places must be expelling Jews around the place. Most places do, because it's a handy way to get 300 gold. We haven't, because we don't need a handy way to get 300 gold. And if we do, the Pope better pay us at some point. He might. It's kind of a half-half thing. You know what? Let's ask him again. Hey, Pope. It does cost us 100 piety whenever we ask. But, you know, 100 piety to us is practically nothing. We get that from a single holy war. Come on, Pope. To the heroic King Ulrich, blessings upon you and your house. Of course I will give you some funds to help spread the faith in your realm. I trust 249 will do? Yes, yes. Now, something that's just happened is the Pomeranians are revolting. They're also having a little rebellion against their lord for Pomerania. So this siege here won't actually get us any war score anymore, so let's just go over here. And we'll go all the way over to 6-9 and just take it. But on the way we're going to beat up the High Chief. Anyway, the Pope just sent us some money to spread the faith, as we call it. Well, we could spread the faith. Or we could blow it on hookers. Now we'll save it up a bit and improve Munchen a little bit more. It's technically spreading the faith if we're getting more men in order to go and conquer pagans. Technically. Yep, okay, so we've won this. Ah, good. The Duchess of Austria has changed her vote back to my guy. Maybe she finally... Let's check on that actually. Maybe some of those penalties finally went away. Yeah, they totally did. Some of the penalties pissed off, so that's good. People are probably still pissed at me having been held up. But hey, deal with it. She's a noble now. 13 war score, a bit of prestige, a lot of piety, and some military tech. You get more military tech if you're defeating foes with more military tech, surprisingly. And we've got a peace offer. Yep, he surrenders completely. Done. Wonderful. So now we're Count of Stettin, which is a much easier name to pronounce than Sixzine or whatever it was. We're going to... We're going to hold on to this place for a bit. It has a lot of troops in it. Almost as much as Munchen itself, and that's with the penalties. Oh, that's not my place. This one is. Now, we're not actually getting that penalty displayed at this point. We'll hold on to it for the moment. Yeah, just for the moment. Let's see. Can we declare on this guy? We totally could. Yep. Okay, so we just send our army back over to Gdansk, beat it up, and yeah, be wonderful. We'll quite clearly engage this rebel army. The only problem is that if he declares his war with the Pomeranian over. This does introduce a county which is split off from the rest of our realm by Slupsk, but we're planning on uniting that at some point. Come on. My nephew Adam asked for a fief of his own. He's my spy master. He is not ready. It's fine. 42 war score, 12 prestige. Yeah, lovely. Probably won't give up. Nope, he has untouched armies and holdings. He has one untouched. This place. and he marched all of his troops out of it, so we've got a relatively quick siege. He is calling some guys in, but they're useless guys over here. Like, they're closer than they used to be, but that's because we've marched west. And that's an army there that it's going to do something else than engage us. This guy needs to die. And he needs to die so that Poland is held by a remover instead of a Norse. Because until then I'm very leery of attacking them, because all of this is Norse and all of this is Norse. Norse is actually looks like it's doing pretty strong at the moment. I think it has, what, 1, 2, 3 of its holy sites? And yeah, it's doing quite well from the look of it. We can actually check that up, and we'll do that while we wait for this siege to continue. So we want to click to religions, which I think is number 5? Nope, number 4. Order and by authority. Let's find the Norse. The Norse have 33% authority. It's not wonderful, but it's not bad for a pagan, unreformed religion. It's better than a lot of the other ones. I mean, the Tengri are doing miserably. The Slavic are doing even worse. And the Orthodoxy has actually got the most authority, but it's still half the size of Catholicism. It's fine. We are going to majorly erode the authority of Catholicism at some point in the future, but we need to be an emperor before we're going to do that. And, you know, it's pointless discussing what I'm going to do with it. Hang on. This is a Lotharingian army in East Francia. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? He's at war with a Lotharingian. So if we come up here, you can see he's only got King Charles here as an ally. The danger here, and it is a danger, don't get me wrong, is if we declare on this guy, and he makes peace with a Lotharingian, he might be able to call him in. Oh. So, I can't check what his opinion of the Lotharingian is, because he's not listed as an ally anymore. Fuck it, let's do this. We're going to take Nassau. Now, he can call the King of West Francia in, but we're going to try and call the King of West Francia in first. No, we can't do it. But, now this is a little bit of an exploit. See, he'll come into the de jure claim on Gdansk because he likes us more than our enemies. That's fair enough. We've got a net of +3 positive marks. He will not come into the claim Nassau war because he likes King Arnulf too much. But he will come into all wars. So we've sent that request. He'll get back to us in 2 weeks. And meanwhile, we should raise up our personal levies, just to go and kick in some East Francians, who I don't actually see their armies yet, and I probably won't because I think the Lotharingian has beaten them all up. And yeah, we should have fairly quick sieges for the places that we're looking at. Of course he will honour his obligation, and now we can check down here. He's involved in our side of the war. A little bit of an opinion malice against us, but that's alright. We have successfully managed to declare war on a Karling and have no other Karlings come into the fight. Feel pretty good about that. And you can see he can still call on the petty King of Brittany, the petty King of Wessex, but really they're dukes. I mean, Wessex is a duke of a lot of stuff. See here, this is all Wessex. But, well, there's the whole English Channel thing to deal with. And not only have we managed to prevent the West Francian from joining in to help out his brother, I think. We had a daughter, that's nice, but she is a sickly child. Let me just check that. Oh, well, we can't see that yet because, yeah, they're no longer allies. Definitely wasn't his brother, but to help out his kinsman. So the West Francian, yeah, this is good. Let me calm down a bit and explain it after I hop out of the army. By doing this, not only have we prevented ourselves being at war with Lotharingia and West Francia at the same time as East Francia, but we've kicked... Lotharingia won't be involved in this fight unless they get a peace deal fairly swiftly, which they might, and then they join in, which, because they've been at war, that's fairly unlikely. But we've got West Francia coming to help us out. That's important. Because it's like 10,000 troops or something. Or, you know, it's several thousand troops. Okay, come on, 5th of September. Get armed up. Probably losing money. Yep, that's fine. We're keeping our retinue sitting over in this war, because this war will be very easy for us to finish. And we don't have to pay much attention to them. But, you know, we'll still keep an eye on them, sort of thing. This view here gives us enough of an eye on both of our forces. But yeah, what we're doing here, excuse me, is once this war here is over, we'll march these guys over to join in. There is a slight army there. Let's see, is the king marching around anywhere? In Leiningen. Where is Leiningen? Oh, it's actually this place down here. He's in this army. Because this siege hasn't even progressed, we're going to send our troops down there to beat them up. 11th of October, they should catch them. There's a sizable army. Oh, it's doing that weird thing where it gathers them all up. The Shia Caliph Anabar has decided to declare jihad on the depraved heathens in the Sultanate of Africa. He urges all righteous Shia Muslims to partake in the righteous struggle against King Julius of Tripolitana for the glory of Islam. Allah is great. It's of no concern of ours, and that's because that's held by a Norse guy. Yeah, well, Slavic now. The Slavs hold not the entire Kingdom of Africa, close to it actually, but because they hold all of this, they're getting a jihad declared on them. Sucks to be them, but yeah, no concern of ours because it's not even anything to do with our religion group, let alone our specific religion. There's the king. If we can capture him, that'd be pretty cool. Nope, but we got 5% war score. And now we're just going to go into Nassau. And lock it down. While our West Francian friends help out. That's good. That's good. I like that. This guy is trying to kill Luitpold. Luitpold. Why? Look, it's not nice for bishops to go around killing people, so stop that shit. Everything else here is fine. I don't care about these murders. They're fine. My daughter died of poor health. That's alright, she had 2 lovely sons in her matrilineal marriage. Yep, good. One of whom we've... Ah, yes. This is the important one because we betrothed him to the heir to Nuremberg, and the current Count of Nuremberg is wasting away in our dungeons. Yep, there's a little revolt going on in Tyrol, but it's got nothing to do with us. Betrothed can marry. Yep, so my daughter can marry the prince or the heir to the Byzantine Empire, which would get us an alliance with the Byzantine. And in about 10 days he should say, yes, that's acceptable. Of course, I would have preferred to matrilineally marry her to somebody, but, you know, you can't have them all. So, there we go. And we could call him in. He would join in. Most likely. But we're not going to. Because he doesn't have the best opinion of us at this stage. And what we're planning on doing with him is to get him to help us out with Lotharingia when it becomes time to do so. Yeah, that sounds like a logical progression to me. Oh, and the West Francian is also coming to help us out here in Gdansk. Good on him. That's good. I'm appreciative of that. Yeah, the king is stuck defending the south, so these little armies which are popping up won't have him as their leader. Oh, we're getting a lot of siege messages, but that's because we have 2 sieges going. It's fine. This guy here should actually give up fairly shortly, just because he's only got a single county. And his little revolution is not progressing in any way, shape or form. He could give up that rebellion just to spite me, and he might do it, who knows. But, you know, maybe not. And that'll be one of the last places in Pomerania that we need to take to have the entire place to ourselves. This guy, my nephew, is trying to kill Count Ludolf of Apeldian. Why? Ah, because he's the heir. That's alright. Do that thing. The Count isn't a Ludolfinger, so don't care. Siege is almost done. I was right, it's slightly over 10,000 guys. Or slightly under. That the West Francian can call in. Cecily Arabonen died a natural death. Some defenders in this place died, and we've just taken it. Wonderful. What do you reckon, buddy? Yep, he's lost the war, so we'll get a lot of prestige and that county. And we'll just start moving our troops off down here. And we've imprisoned this woman. We probably won't be able to ransom her right now. Yeah, there's a temporary title on offer, sort of thing. And the current guy who we would ransom her to is currently considering an offer. Okay, well, that's something I didn't see. Well, I sort of thought this might happen, but the Lotharingian has been called into the war. On the East Francian side. Oh yeah, that's because the guy doesn't like us at all. So we're going to pull our Chancellor out of there. Probably put him somewhere else. Excuse me. Let's see. That's not what I want. I want my own vassal list. There we go. Rank them. All of the important ones like me a lot already, so we'll send him down to Constantinople. Get the Byzantine Emperor on side. Speaking of... I think we can still win this. I'm pretty sure we can, actually. Because East Francia isn't shit. And there we go, may you humbly rot, etc., etc. Now, we're both Baron of Schlau here, and Count of Bitau in Danzig. But before we deal with that, both of these places are Slavic. So we're going to send our chaplain to proselytize in Danzig, because we're going to give away Stettin. Wait, no we're not. We're going to give away Danzig, because we can create a new vassal down here. He is ambitious, but other than that he's pretty good. See if there's anybody that we can marry him to. No, really not. Oh well, he can marry whoever he wants then. And we're also going to grant him the title of Danzig. Done. And we're going to hold on to Stettin for a little bit longer, so when we can, we're going to take our chaplain out and put him back into Stettin on the 3rd of September of this year. That's because the Count of Danzig, the new Count of Danzig, can put his own Chancellor in Danzig. Chaplain, not Chancellor. got a righteous imprisonment against Count Wolfram here. Because he's trying to kill the Count of Upper Silesia. Both of you are Littlepingers, you should stop that. Now. Don't want Littlefinger on Littlefinger. Wink. Okay, so now we're just waiting for these guys to get back. Got about 10 minutes before the end of the episode, so that's going to be good. Yes, he stops his scheming. Why was I looking at this guy? Right, because his parents are the ones with the claims. I have to remember that. They're besieging us in Shies, which is... It's just this little barony of Altdorf down here. I don't care about it. I'm not even sure how we've got that. It's cool to have, but, you know, it's not important. What is important is the French, or the West Francians, are also besieging Mainz on their own volition. And we're going to get a lot of messages about the barony of Altdorf being besieged because this army seems to be twitching, which means it's moving on and off and on and off and on and off. So, somewhat annoying. We're going to have this castle. There we go. And now we're just besieging the city of Wetzlar and the bishopric of Fulda. And those sieges should come up really fast soon because the West Francian is moving the rest of his troops in as well. This place built its barracks. Still saving up for this barracks here. Or the jousting list. That'll make our heavy cavalry even more formidable. And I don't think we've gotten to the point where we get another... Ooh. We've picked up a lot of that from somewhere. A lot of retinue. Okay, so we've got about 1200 points. We need another 400 to get another knight retinue. That's alright, we'll make that up at some point. Just want to check on something. Does this guy... This is the only county that the current king of East Francia has. He might take Thuringen, the county of Thuringen, because he holds the duchy of Thuringia, which is these two here. Maybe. I'm not too sure how this works. It could be interesting, so it's an experiment. If we take his only piece of land off him, what happens? Probably something really mundane, but it would be cool if it kicked him out of being, you know, king. That would be really cool. And there we go. We now have almost 20,000 guys. We've almost actually hit the supply limit in this province. That's amazing. We could quite easily assault this place, and we're actually going to do that right now. Despite the West Francian deciding to move off. It's fine. I don't care much. West Francia. They've actually done a smart thing, and they're going over here to besiege another province. Instead of sitting around. Maybe taking some losses, because their supply limit might have been less. My errant subject, Aaron of Scholau, has converted to the Catholic faith. Praise the Lord. Wonderful. Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, the Countess here is trying to murder somebody. Who? Who are you trying to murder? This fellow, the heir to the Duchy of Tyrol. I'm pretty sure we're fine with that. And the Waldesian heresy has appeared in the province of Rana. So, first issue, revolt risk, 106%. That's because religious unrest for another 2 years, which is 50% revolt risk, 50% tax modifier. And heretic stronghold, which lasts for 10 years, 50% revolt risk. And as you can see, it's changed religion to Waldesian. Waldansian. Waldo. So, instead of sending, when we can redo him, instead of sending our chaplain to here, we're going to send him to here. To try and get rid of that. Okay, don't care about you trying to murder each other. So on the 3rd of September, in the meantime, we might get significant revolts. To mitigate that, we could put Benhild there, but she'd only mitigate it by 33%, and that'd bring it down to, what, 70-something? 80 or so? It's not worth it. If a revolt's going to happen, a revolt is going to happen. This woman wishes for better stuff, I guess. Let her rot. She's a Slav. She doesn't matter. Let me just have a look at my prisoners. So we've got the Count of Nuremberg, who we want to hold on to. We've got Karling here, who is Tengeri, and would be ransomed to... yeah, for 10 gold. Sure. It's 10 free gold. And Clara here, Clara Mojmarad, and the Count of Chelly, who we're just going to hold on to. But Clara here, who would be ransomed? Pex, for 46 gold. Yes, I accept that. Just get a little bit more money. Use it to finance our wars. That woman died. Okay. Yep. We just got paid 10 gold for that. And where's the next one? There we go. 46 or so gold for that. So now we have 405 gold. We are losing money, but it's not a large amount. And it's only because we've raised up our levies. And as soon as this war's over, you know, we're putting them back down. It's fine. He is now leading troops in Bresgau. So he's all the way down here in this tiny little... the 170-man East Francian army, which is bolstered by the 7,632-man Lotharingian one. An errant subject has been converted to the Catholic faith. He's doing pretty good for himself over there. But we really need to get him up here and convert this place again. We can't have heretics. We just can't have them. We don't want them. At all. Go August and September. Oh, we're starting to think that Alpharada. No, she's the wife of my spy master. God damn. Keep it in your pants, brother. Siege is good. Siege is almost done, and then we'll be able to move off to maybe another one, and that should give us a ticking war score. Let's reallocate our chaplain up here. So he has a 10% chance of converting that place. Good. Money. Excellent. And, even more importantly, a ticking war score. Where should we move to? We could move to help out in Thuringen, but... I mean, we could do that. Another thing we could do is just move down into Leiningen. Let's see. Oh no, better idea. We're going to go and hit the bishoprics, the Prince Archbishoprics, because they're first... well, they all have less troops. Because of a primary holding in each of those, you know, they're fine. They're temples, they're bishoprics, and then the secondary holdings never have as many troops. Years later, after the first turbulent years, it seems everyone in the country has gotten used to Benhild Gladius Christi. Some appreciate her and some do not, but the more violent controversy and commotion has died out, and people are now preoccupied with other matters. She lives on, although the tales of the early years of the Maid of Olomouc are already the stuff of legend. With time, anything and everything becomes normal. Ah. I'm really pleased with how that event went down. Not too sure why that guy's moved off his siege of Thuringen. It was going fine. Whatever. But yeah, see, we take this place really quickly. And you can see that they're now moving their armies up. They've moved them into Baden. So the next step for them is Leiningen, and probably from there into Nassau. I'm fine with that. Nassau is very easy to attack into. It's plains. It doesn't have any weirdness. For some reason, the French guy is trying to move into Leiningen, which is a mistake on his part. Let's see, 3rd of November, 31st of October. He will engage. Let's go. We'll back him up. So what we want to do here, wonderful, this is exactly what we wanted. Let's just take a moment out. The population in Rana has been converted to the Catholic faith. It is still a heretic stronghold, so it does still have this huge rebellion risk, and will continue to have that for 2 years until it downgrades to 56%, or 50% perhaps, and another 10 years until it downgrades completely. But it means that it's Catholic, we can move our chaplain off on the 14th of March. Good work. Anyway, what we need to do here is just check to make sure that West Francian doesn't stop his attack. That's all we need to do. 31st of October. Bang. He has engaged. That's good. We should be able to reinforce. Oh, excellent. We are still trying to kill Princess Clara, of course. And tech points from somewhere. What do we want? You know, I'm fine with anything, but I'm going to guess economy. Oh, I swear I'm not doing anything to change that. That is literally just happening. Now, while I did say earlier on, I'll just quickly address this and then we'll end the episode. I did say earlier on that you want to advance your highest tech and use tech points for that, because everything else advances naturally. But at this point, we've got what we wanted out of military organization, and the next step is prohibitively expensive. So we could increase some of our other stuff, particularly cavalry, considering that we're now using a lot of cavalry. Though I'll hold off advancing military stuff until, you know, the Maid of Olomouc dies. But things like church infrastructure and, you know, the economy or the culture advances that we've been putting off for a little bit, we could just pop up a little bit. Like, we're going to pop up noble customs. We're also going to pop up tolerance, just for the hell of it. And with that, we're going to end the episode, because I have just noticed that, you know, we're at that time. So, yeah, it's a bit of suspense here. So if you've got any questions, feel free to leave them below. I'd love to be responding to them, or anything like that. If you've got any comments, same applies. Right below this video, there's that lovely comment section, which we all know and love. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you'd like to see more, the subscribe button's down there as well. So, with that in mind, I've been Sub, you've been yourselves. Later.